All right, welcome back, Distant Learners. Hopefully you're doing well. I know you're not on the stream, but whenever you see this, yeah, it was like, were you just were you in the mood of just writing?
What? No, yeah.
You're just, he was in a mood, dude. He just wrote a book report. He wrote his rough draft for his book report.
Came off doing that huge math assignment, so
He just wrote his rough draft for his book report. I'm just kidding. All right. Yesterday we started talking about stockholders, okay, shares. Today we're going to be mentioning some things about obviously preferred stocks. Okay, that's kind of go in with yesterday, but we're also going to be moving on to bonds. Okay, kind of similar to stocks but a little bit different. Okay, but a preferred stock. Okay, these are the holders annually receive a fixed amount in cash dividends if a company makes enough profit in a year to pay them. Okay, in a prosperous year, holders of common stock may receive large dividends, but in a year when a company has not done well, dividends may be small or non-existent. On the other hand, holders of preferred stock annually receive a fixed amount in cash dividends if the company makes enough profit in a year to pay them. The percentage of the dividends I cannot talk today with this mask on, I'm sorry. Okay, for preferred stock is relatively small compared to the potential common stock. But the advantage of owning preferred stock is that preferred stockholders are paid before. Okay, that is the key, the difference between common stock, okay, and preferred stock. Okay, preferred stock is paid when?
After. No.
Before common stock. Okay, so if you ever get the opportunity, if you're preferred stock or common stock, which one do you want? Preferred stock, because you want to get paid before, okay, not after. Therefore, in some years, people with preferred stock may receive dividends while those with common stock do not. But in those years when a corporation does remarkably well, the holders of preferred stock receive only the rate of dividends guaranteed to them. And the rest of the year, or the year's profits, goes to the holders of common stock. Both common and preferred stocks take risk with the money they invest. After all, they may not receive any dividends if their company has a bad year, but the common stockholders take a large risk. However, which explains why when the company has an excellent year, the common stockholders stands to make a much higher return on his money than does the preferred stockholder. He receives a large reward, which is known as the premium for risk. What is a premium? Okay, it's basically just like a payment. Okay, this would be their payment or their insurance for risk, their premium for risk. Okay, but our next thing we're going to talk about is a bond. Okay, one of the safest forms of investment, but one with less potential for high profits, is the bond. Okay, bond being a document that guarantees the bondholder the amount of his original investment plus a specified rate of interest by a certain date. Okay, me growing up, my great-grandmother, okay, she died when she was 110, super old. I do not want to live to be that old. That's too old. I feel like you can't even function at that age. Okay, but I mean, I'll thank God for the years, but probably after age 88 or 90 at top, I'm going to be like, all right, it's time. It's time. You know what I mean?
And then you live the next 20 years.
It's time.
Like,
I mean, I'll thank God for it. But all right, but my great-grandmother, what she used to do, okay, my last probably till I was 16 years old, okay, because obviously she couldn't even function, so she probably didn't even do it, but my grandma did it with her money. Okay, but what she did for us every single birthday and every single Christmas, she gave us a $50 bond. Okay, those bonds would go in the bank, and they would start to accumulate this rate of income. Okay, like it says, it's not a high income. It's not like $50 a year happens. Oh, it's $1,000 now. Okay, that's not how a bond works. It is a small rate in increase. Okay, each year. Okay, so if I went and that's kind of like what helped with our college and stuff like that, and our parents gave it to us after college, that kind of stuff. Okay, but say one bond. From when I was 1, it was in there for 18 years. Okay, it increased a good amount. Okay, that's how we see bonds work. Okay, my brother actually lost remember when the market crashed 10 years ago, really bad. It was whew. Okay, he lost a lot of that interest and stuff he earned for his bonds. It was all of it was gone. Okay, so we see something that happened with bonds. Okay, just know it's this document, the invest you get, it's consistent. Okay, it's safer than other kind of investments, okay, but it is not high reward right away. Okay, many people today also invest a portion of their savings in something that's called a mutual fund. Okay, a mutual fund. These are the investments that companies that combine the resources of all their shareholders and invest the money in a wide variety of areas. Okay, this is including stocks, bonds, and real estate. The advantage of mutual funds is that their assets are spread out so much that even if some of their investments do poorly, their investments do well often more than make up the difference. So basically you invest in all these different things. So let's say I invest in something in the food market. I invest in something in retail. I invest in something business. I invest in something electronic. Okay, you can invest in all these different things. And these mutual funds is a balance of everything. So let's say I invest in McDonald's, but then they go down. Okay, but I invest in Apple and it's up. Okay, you do this mutual fund, so it's a balance. I don't put all my money into one thing, because then if that one thing fails, what happens to my money? Okay, it's gone. Okay, so this mutual fund is basically a balance of that, where you split up your money everywhere so you have different opportunities, okay, a way to keep it kind of balanced. Okay, the advantage of a mutual fund is that their assets, again, I already said spread out, I read that already. As with stocks and bonds, okay, people looking to place their money in mutual funds should study the track records of various companies before making any final decisions. Okay, common sense, know what you're investing into. You don't want to lose everything. Okay, most stocks and bonds and mutual funds can be sold easily enough to other investors through the stock market or other means. Although if any investor wants his money in a hurry, he may have to take less than his original paid in his investments. Stock, bonds, and mutual funds are all called, you guys remember from your homework? Or was it in your homework? I don't know. Maybe I didn't have you do this question. Okay, but all stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, they're all in this category. Okay, liquid investments. Okay, does that actually mean like liquid? No. It could. It could. You're right. But is it specifically? No. Okay, it means this. They are the assets that can flow. That's why it's called liquid. Can flow. It can be oil, and that would make you a lot of money. Okay, but can flow easily since they can be converted into other investments or cash without much time or difficulty. Okay, that is why it's called liquid investment. The key word you're looking there is flow. Okay, it flows. Okay, it's easy access to change, take out. Okay, it's not a tough process. Okay, we see in Proverbs 13 and verse 22, it says, "A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of his sinner is laid up for the just." We're talking about all these ways to invest. Okay, as a Christian, just from a biblical standpoint of view, okay, as a Christian, not saying we have to invest, but we're supposed to be, the Bible says, to be a good what? Steward. Okay, part of being a good steward is being a good saver. Being someone that knows how to save money, how to be or use money in the right way so that you can, okay, pay for your kids, help your kids, okay, be able to provide some maybe for your grandkids. Okay, that's what the Bible requires. It says that is good wisdom. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children. Does that mean everyone does? No. Some people can't. Sometimes it's hard. Obviously, day and age we live, location, it's tough sometimes. Okay, but it says a good man, a wise man, someone that tries to do this. Okay, we use our time and our money wisely. As you contemplate how to invest your money, certainly at this age, okay, I'm in that same age category. I'm trying to learn how to invest my money better, whether by asking people that are older that have already done it, whether people asking that maybe are just a little older that are doing it still, that are learning for themselves. Okay, I'm in the same category as you. I'm learning how to invest my money better and where I can, right? If I just had a ton of money and I was like, hey, I know where to invest it, you want to know what I do? I do real estate. Real estate is one of the best ways to invest money and make money. But the thing is, living in California, is real estate super easy to do at this time? No, it's not even easy just to buy a house if you want a house. Okay, everything's super high. Okay, so we got to know some ins and outs with this. We need to know and contemplate what we can invest in and what we should invest in. Okay, there are three main key elements that can determine how much your investment will grow. Okay, and anything you invest in, this is universal to any category. There are three main elements that can determine or will determine how much an investment in any area will grow. Okay, these are universal to any type of investment. Okay, first is the time you put into it, whether time of research, whether time of actual work. Okay, that's like the saying says, when you're looking for a job, how are you supposed to look for a job? Have you guys heard it before? If you don't have a job, you want a job, how are you supposed to look for a job? If you really want a job or need a job, you look for a job as it is your job. Okay, so say I'm trying to find a job where I'm working 25 hours a week. Okay, if you really need a job or want that job, you're going to spend at least 25 hours a week trying to get that job. Does that make sense? If I'm trying to get a job that I'm going to be working this amount of time, I need to put in the work to get that job. Okay, certain fields are harder to get into. Whether you're going to college for a certain field, maybe it's harder to get into. You need to know that as someone going into that field, saying, hey, if I really want this job, and if it's a competitive field, I have to put in work before. I have to get my name out there. I have to put in work maybe for my resume. I got to make it look nice. I got to make it look clean. I got to know correct grammar. I got to do everything nice. So when someone sees it, they want to hire me. Okay, if it's certain fields where you need to have ads or you need to publicize yourself. Is that the right word? Publicize? I think that's right. Okay, publicize yourself. Okay, or to just show yourself out there. Get ads about yourself. Okay, or your company that maybe that you start in the future. Okay, you got to be able to do that and do that well. Spend the time, if you don't have a job and you're trying to get a job, spend the time that you would be working in getting that job. Okay, that is a wise investment, a key element. Okay, second is the rate of return. Okay, what is that supposed to mean? The rate of return. What do you think that means? Anyone? What do you say? Yeah. Okay, why would I spend all my time doing something? Let's say, hey, I have this cool idea. It's going to be fun. Okay, but I don't really research what I'm going to get back from it, right? So if I'm putting 20 hours a week into something, but I'm getting nothing in return, what's the point of me doing it, right? Like I told you, I'm starting to do Amazon. I have no profit right now, right? That's how it starts. Okay, if I'm going to put in an hour a week and expect profit, should I expect any profit? No. Okay, that's not really how it's works. It's super competitive. But if I'm putting like 20, 30 hours a week and I'm still not getting any profit, well, then I'm going to be thinking, should I really be doing this? Is it worth it? Is it worth really my time doing that? The rate of our return, whatever you're doing, whether it's a job, whether you nanny, right, Grace? You said you nanny or babysit, or you used to? Okay, but sometimes you do different jobs, different work. If Emma was working at Wetzel Pretzel, right? That's what it's called, Wetzel Pretzel. She works at Wetzel Pretzel. If she's working there whatever hours, but then they cut her pay, and it's like, hey, you're back to whatever this pay is. I'm assuming it's close to minimum wage anyways. Most fast food places are 15, 16 bucks an hour, 14, 13, 12. Minimum, it is minimum wage. I don't know what minimum wage in California is. What is it, 12, 13, 11? All right, I don't know what minimum wage is. Sorry, in California, I'm not used to it. Not yet. Okay, but we see if you say they're trying to rob Emma, which is not legal. Okay, but let's say they're paying everyone from Wetzel Pretzel $16 an hour. But Emma, they're like, hey, Emma, you're only getting $12.50. Well, Emma, if I was Emma, I would start thinking, man, I'm going to go look for other jobs. I'm going to see if I can work the same hours somewhere else and make more. Okay, that's how we need to look at it. If you're going into a field that your pay is a lot more, look at your rate of return. Look at what you're going to get. Don't just take something because the offer comes, because it will. You're going to go to college, or you're going to go to your field, your trade, or whatever job you're pursuing, whatever you're pursuing. Okay, you're going to go to that field, and opportunity is going to come. But don't just take it because it comes. Look at your rate of return. Look at, hey, which one's the best investment for me? Whether it's location, whether it's the amount you're making, whether maybe it's the benefits that you're going to get from the job. Okay, look at your rate of return. Lastly, look at the amounts invested. Okay, what do you guys think that one means? The amounts invested. What? Basically, that's it. Okay, this one kind of goes with the rate of return, what you're getting back. This is literally, as she said, the principal pay. What are you making? Okay, what are you getting invested into you? Okay, what's invested with you? These are three key elements in any type of investment or growth that you're going to have. Investment of time, the rate of your return, and the amount invested. How much are you putting into it, and how much are you getting back with that? Okay, kind of going to a different category to, well, how much time do we got? Do I want to finish the last two notes today or finish tomorrow? All right, we're going to finish tomorrow we only have like 2 or 3 notes. Or maybe just 2 more. Okay, it's just gonna be covering Social Security, like a social security card and that kind of stuff. We'll cover that tomorrow. Talk about that review tomorrow. Have a quiz on Friday. So sorry, Kylie, you'll have to make that up as well. Sorry. Okay, but we'll have a quiz on Friday over chapter 8. Tomorrow we're just gonna be talking about again the last part of saving, something that we have to have as a citizen of America, but some things that work with it for our benefit. Okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Obviously, there is no homework today. It is Wednesday. Okay, so we are dismissed. Distant learners, again, whenever you get this video, if you have any questions, just message me. Make sure you get your homework turned in on time so I can get that graded as soon as I can. Hopefully, you can have a good day.